Hi, Vanakkam. Now, Yomaster Dr. Adrian Suresh, and I am now with Dato Padma Shri Dato RAMLI Ibrahim. We are here actually to have a shout out of our program on the 21st of June 2021. In the program, the first time Chair Yoga for Unity. Chair Yoga is something that I came up with YOZUMM program. In the நிறைய பேர் வராங்க இந்த ப்ரோக்ராமை நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் இந்த சேர் யோகா என்னதான் சேர் யோகா கொடுக்குறோம், அதில் என்னென்ன பெனிஃபிட் இருக்கு, இதெல்லாம் நீங்க பார்க்கறதுக்கு on the 21st of June 2021 International Yoga Day. அதோட team Yoga for
Unity and Well-being.
Yes. And Dato, something on the program?
Yes, it's going to be held for 100 days.
Yes.
And
today, starting from today.
On Saturday and Sunday morning. Well, it's a great way to get well, even for those who cannot do real asanas, to sit and sweat for them.
Exactly. That's what the whole thing is here for. Yoga for everyone means yoga for those who are also in the house, as our aunties and uncles, our appa and amma who sitting in the house find difficult to do their body movement. So you just have to sit and sweat with the asanas that we have. And it's going to be on the 21st of June 2021 in conjunction with the International Yoga Day. So please join us and give us all your support.
Good evening, salam sejahtera, vanakkam, ni hao to all our viewers. Welcome to Coffee Chat with me. I'm Roshni, your host for this evening. This program is brought to you by YOZUMM TV in conjunction with 100 Days Day of Chair Yoga organized by Anti-Aging Yoga and Wellness of Malaysia. And this event was created by our founder and president, Yomaster Dr. Adrian Suresh, with the primary objective of creating awareness to the public of the importance of yoga and the proper breathing technique to boost immune system and mental health. And that was a bit of info for our viewers who have just joined in. Okay, and for today's coffee show, we don't just have one guest speaker, we have two. And that's the special for today, being Father's Day. And by the way, I would like to wish all fathers who are watching the show today a very happy Father's Day to all of you, wherever you are. Father's Day will not be possible without having all you wonderful men around in our lives. Okay, and on to the show today. Our first guest, he is a figurehead of the Malaysian art scene. He is the chairman of Sutra Foundation and artistic director of Sutra Dance Theatre, a celebrated dancer, choreographer, and dance master who nurtured Indian classical dance and contemporary modern dance in Malaysia. Not only that, he taught dance to generations in Malaysia, but also created awareness of culture and art regardless of faith and ethnicity through the language of dance. Known as a cultural icon, he nurtured some of the brightest dance talents in Malaysia, many of whom his students also won many accolades. He is known for single-handedly establishing Odyssey as a recognizable and widely appreciated dance form in Malaysia, while creating a distinctively Malaysian interpretation of Odyssey. And not only that, he has also won numerous accolades, being conferred upon him by the government of India with the prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy Award in 2011, which is the highest national honor conferred to performing artists, gurus, and scholars of performing arts. And he was the first Malaysian to receive such recognition. And he also received doctorship from the federal government of Malaysia in 2013. And in 2012, he was declared a living treasure by UNESCO and acknowledged as living heritage by government of Malaysia. In 2018, he was awarded Padma Shri Award from the government of India. Pastana Award in 2019 and the Lifetime Arts Achievement Award by YOZUMM Culture and Heritage Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Padma Shri Dato' RAMLI Ibrahim.
Thank you.
Vanakkam Dato'. Salam sejahtera and good evening.
Good evening.
It's a real pleasure having you here with us, Dato'. An honor for me indeed. Well, you had an incredible journey with dance and arts. I would say you have been a change maker and innovator with bells tied around your ankles. And over 40 years, your multifaceted approach to the performing arts earned you the name an international dance connoisseur and a cultural icon. You choreographed some of the most stunning works as an artistic director of Sutra Dance Theatre. Well, Dato', you have a really great history in the dance of Malaysia. Thank you so much for your contribution. And we have another guest today. That is, he's no stranger to the world of yoga, a child prodigy of Jnana Guru Paramjyoti Subramaniam, 15 years involvement in awareness program, and he started taking up yoga lessons while being an assistant at the awareness center itself. He's none other than Yomaster Dr. Adrian, also known as the creator of chair yoga, which is the first of its kind in Malaysia. Now everyone can yoga, be it the elderly or the young. Welcome on board, Yomaster Dr. Adrian Suresh. It's a real pleasure having you here with us. And happy Father's Day to you.
Vanakkam, Selamat Sejahtera, and a good day to all of you. Vanakkam, Dato' Padma Shri RAMLI Ibrahim. How are you?
Thank you, Yomaster Suresh.
Okay, very nice to have both you gentlemen here. Well, ironically, last year we had, in conjunction with the International Day of Yoga, Dato', you were the guest of honor for Yomaster Dr. Adrian's first virtual yoga online, which was streamed to many countries. And today, a year later, here you are again with us, in collaboration with us for the 100-day chair yoga program. Thank you, Dato'. You are actually an icon who's always and never stopped contributing to performing arts. So tell me, Dato', how are you feeling today?
I'm very good, thank you. I feel very good. In spite of the fact that this is a lockdown, I try to make a full use of the lockdown to do other things, other things from reading to painting to cleaning up a lot of the administration of sutras. So, it's a time of reflection also. And I can't wait for the lockdown to be over so that then we are ready to spread our wings, so to speak.
Yes, Dato'. In fact, this lockdown period has been a very trying time for many people, and the arts, the performing arts especially, if you have an interest in it, it really takes up your time and keeps you motivated, and not fall into a depression. Because I myself took dance only during this pandemic time, which was last year. Yes. So, it's, I would say it really helped me tremendously. And also not forgetting yoga. That's where Yomaster Dr. Adrian comes into picture. Okay, another question for you, Dato'. Tell us how dance and yoga has been a practice in your life for the last 40 years?
Well, I've always felt dance and yoga are extremely interrelated. And the Adiyogi, the progenitor of yoga, is also a dancer. And in fact, my guru, the late Deva Prasad Das, has actually told me, kind of privately, and said that, Ramli, something very, very important that you must understand is that dance is yoga. And we can understand this very, very much, not just from the point of view of the physiological kind of aspect, the physical body, that the geometric aspect of Hatha Yoga is part of that wellness, part of that strengthening the divine geometry of the body, but also, I think most importantly, from the point of view of your mental capacity of being able to focus, because yoga is union after all. And and as you know, that though we are looking at yoga from the point of view of Hatha Yoga, but there's also, I think, during the also dealing with karma yoga, how much we can give ourselves in the service of others. So I think the point of view of the strengthening our immunity to COVID, but there's also the other point of giving yourself as a service to help the suffering of people. So I think this Hatha Yoga and the Karma Yoga, and of course there are other forms of yoga, the Raja Yoga and all that kind of thing. They are also important, Jnana Yoga. So, but this too, for me, plays a very important part in my life.
Excellent, Dato. Yoga actually connects the body, mind, and soul.
Yes.
So you have to be aligned. All three must be aligned in order for you to benefit from that, right? Yomaster, Dr. Adrian, you will be the best person to comment on this subject. How did you get into yoga? What was your beginnings like, your humble beginnings, I would say?
Sure. The best part is that how I got into yoga is actually I and Dato' Ramli, I think we went to the same master. One of my dance teacher, the late Mr. Sivadas Vasala from Temple of Fine Arts. So that is why I think myself and Dato' Ramli had some connection. So when I was with Sivadas Vasala, that time I was not a yoga practitioner. I was just dancing and I was doing all type of classical dance. I'm a school interactor and all that. But when I was reaching 19 years old, I went into a severe asthmatic. I was an asthmatic patient till I was 31 years old. That's where I was brought to introduce our Jnana Guru Paranjyothi Subramaniam for the transformation program. There I learned meditation and yoga. But it's not a real yoga center, but they have a basic Kundalini yoga. And I was wondering, how can I go further to learn yoga? And I started to do more research. And I would always read a lot of books about yoga. I recovered in a matter of 6 months with the proper pranayama and also the right breathing technique and also alignment. So that gave me the interest to go into yoga. And as an engineer by profession, I always like to do R&D. Whatever I do, I make sure that I research, I learn, and once I am into it, I'm all out into something. So it took me a jump into a new sector, new norm. So I became very much connected to yoga. And now, what I did was, during the MCO last year, all my centers were closed. I think that's what you should know. Most of our centers are closed because of this pandemic. We can't teach to our students. So what I did was I was going live and wondering how to give something for the society as well, of people are fearing of COVID-19, because it is all about immune boosters. Many people are talking about this and that. But actually, yoga is just a traditional exercise, but way too. It got a lot of therapy out of it. So what I did was I went live, I started teaching yoga, and that's where I saw many people are suffering from pains of back pain, knee pain, and especially the older people. So I slowly, with my innovative idea, what I did was using a chair, I taught them few of the asanas. Here I am now today, helping everyone on chair yoga. That's my journey, yeah.
So, in other words, that was the beginning of chair yoga. The creation of chair yoga was through your awareness of helping people with certain disabilities and limitations, and also the elderly who could not do the normal asanas on the floor. So, when you had that awareness, you decided to go ahead and create this. I must say that this is actually fast catching up with many people out there, including the young generation, because as you know, Master Adrian, now most of our generation of youngsters, be it the middle age or whatever age, everybody's working from home. So you're bound to be just seated, a sedentary lifestyle. So this is actually coming in very, very beneficial for them. And that brings me to another question, Master Adrian. How did you earn the name Yomaster? Yomaster. How did you earn that name? A lot of questions have been coming in, asking me especially, why is he called Yomaster? So let's just hear it from you today, the man himself.
Yeah, I know everyone is asking. There's a lot of yoga master. How did I get? Okay, I was actually doing a lot of international program, and one of my teacher, she's a very senior teacher. She's 85 years old in age. She is from UK, so she saw me doing all my asanas and the way I was more yo-yo. So she told me, Adrian, there's a lot of spike on you. So we need to title you Yo Master, not the regular yoga master. And I was thinking that is it a yo-yo that people place? She said, no, it's a new title for you. So that's where I got the name Yomaster. And I'm very honored because it gives me a little bit of different, perspective of myself itself.
So now, ladies and gentlemen who are watching and who's been following Dr. Adrian Suresh, now all of you have discovered how he got the nickname rather, of Yomaster. Okay, that's the history behind it. And Dr. Ramli,
Yes.
during this lockdown, how are you and your dancers conducting classes?
Well, I did not do as active online classes. I do a lot of webinars. I really feel also this time, I thought that the MCO is just going to be perhaps one, or the maximum is two, but never expected it to be three. And the third one is in fact the most very kind of the most serious of all. But during the MCO, we maintain a very strong contact online with the speaking. But there are a couple of very, very senior dancers where I maintain a one-to-one classes, because this is a very good time, because in the Indian dance tradition that Guru Sishya Parampara is the time when you literally face one-to-one with your Sishya, so to speak. And this is the time I remembered on the MCO1, I resurrected an old Varnam of my Guru, the Kamas Varnam. And then when there is a breather, I quickly then taught it to my senior dancers. The second one also, I think we did a lot of renovation of sutra, but the moment there is a window, then we call back people and they dance, just the senior dancers. And so this is how we kind of make ourselves busy. And as you know, that in between the second MCO and the third MCO, we were able to do the full performance of Triple Frontiers at the PJ Civic Center, and this was very, very lucky. And I think just after that, then the third MCO was put on.
Yeah. Basically, this pandemic actually, with the lockdown especially, it has changed many people's plans and lifestyles as well. So it's all about having plan B, plan C, and forward onwards. And in that case, your master, Dr. Adrian, has got lots of plans. He always tells me, I don't have plan A, doesn't work. I have B, I have C, I have D, so it's always ongoing for him. Yes, Dr. Adrian, now back to you. What are your plans for the future in regards to after this 100-day chair yoga is over? What do you want to do the rest of the events that has been planned for 2020?
Okay.
And 2021, sorry.
It's a new norm now. Like what Padma Shri says, that we didn't expect this pandemic to go for this long. And sincerely, as a teacher, we always want to go and have a contact with our student. Nothing like physical and being in the studio. So with this pandemic, what actually happened is that I learned is anything is possible. All you have to do is you need to pick up the current new norm. You cannot go back to the old style of life and say that this is what I want. So what I did was I spoke to many of my yoga teachers in India as well as in overseas like in UK and US. They were saying that, Adrian, pick up. The world is changing. You can't go back to your studios anymore. Maybe you'll be dragging for another year. So that's where I started to have a lot of virtual with a lot of God blessing and well wishes, and also with that moment that last year we did the first virtual International Yoga Day. And definitely tomorrow is the International Yoga Day for all yoga teachers. We always say that that is our birthday because it gives us a lot of happiness during this International Yoga Day. We're seeing our students and us connected together. So this pandemic actually moved me on digital, and with my program and all that, I think there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of youth to pick up virtual programs and also start giving awareness about good health is wealth. That's what I think at the moment I'm doing.
Yes, Dr. Adrian, good health is wealth. That is our tagline. And now there's another addition to it. Everyone can yoga.
Yes.
There's no more excuse, okay? Whatever your age, whatever your limitations may be, you must try, and you will be surprised with how much you can actually challenge yourself and go forward. Am I right, Dato'?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. You are a living testament of that, Dato'. You have started at a very young age, you went through all the hurdles in life, learning about the origins of the dance, learning about the culture, learning about the interpretations, It must be a real challenge for you, but because you had the passion, because you were so determined, you went forward and you achieved what you envisioned. And you are a role model to all the youths out there. Not only youths, Dato', even to people like me. Seriously.
But you're doing very well, Roshni.
I have always thought to myself, am I too old to start with classical dance? Because I never had the basic foundation with dance, So during the pandemic, I just took up Bollywood dancing. And at the same time, I met Yomaster Dr. Adrian, and I started my yoga journey. That yoga journey with Dr. Adrian helped with my flexibility of my body. So when I learned the yoga, it helped me with my dance. So I saw the connection between dance and yoga, being a very newcomer to this whole environment, because my actual background is I'm from the aviation industry. I'm a cabin crew, and during this pandemic, as everyone knows, we are actually, most of us are on the ground waiting for the flights to reopen again. So that's when I started taking up this passion. And I met you exactly a year ago, Dato', at that event as well. Your Master Dr. Adrian's event, and you were just like this larger than life persona, just looking at you, So you are an inspiration for many people. And knowing you and knowing what are your future plans, will be very beneficial for many youngsters out there to come forward and embrace dance and yoga after the pandemic. So Dato, can you please elaborate and let us know what have you planned for the future for yourself in regards to dance after the pandemic is gone or over?
We have extremely busy time. Um, After the pandemic, when the pandemic is over, and actually, what I didn't tell you is that during the first MCO, we did a wonderful work called Gerak Angin, which is the first Malaysian virtual arts festival. And one of the things that I missed was teaching for my outreach program. But this I managed also in between to start a workshop in Klang, because Klang is one of the places that we thought that we're going to extend our teaching of the outreach program, and also in PJ with the Sugam heritage group. So there are many areas. I think hopefully we will also put another Gerak Angin 2, which is another Malaysian virtual arts festival. This is a much more comprehensive arts festival. For the first one, we had 17 groups in Malaysia. So, there is so many things. We were supposed to perform for the Georgetown Festival, but that has got to be postponed. Maybe in September we will have this festival in September. So there are many programs, a lot of studio works that we are going to do in Sutra itself and also outside at DPAC. And let's hope at the moment, it's difficult to plan because we don't know where we stand in terms of the pandemic, also where we stand, as you know, politically, it's also not so, anything can happen. So in that sense, we just sit down and try to keep healthy, and this is where yoga, I take for granted, is the one that we fall back to, so that we don't get anywhere near the COVID. So I hope truly that we will open up soon, and then we can ready to fly.
Excellent. That's really awesome. And Yomaster Dr. Adrian, I have this question for you. How did you get connected with Dato during the yoga classes?
Okay. Actually, I know Dato. I've been following Dato since small, and I like to see him dance. Actually, got a beautiful posture, and the way he moved, he carried himself so well. So I was wondering what actually he does to do that. But when knowing Dato, I came to know that he's a yoga practitioner. That gave me the idea to go and find out more about how dance and yoga is related. And my daughter is also under the Kajang enrichment program. She took up Odyssey with Dato' RAMLI for a very short time, just because she was having exams, so she stopped from there. I saw the passion that Dato has to the children. You must see a lot of love, a lot of care, and these children are actually coming from a very disturbed family, or some of them are having difficult families, where he gives them a lot of nurturing, bring them to overseas, train them. And that gives me a lot of feeling that dance is also not just one-man show or just in the way you do it in a stage, but you can bring it to the world. So that is where I saw how can I relate yoga and dance for the students who are finding it difficult. And when I was having conversation with Dato gave me a lot of inspiration. He said, Adrian, I'm a yoga practitioner. I practice every morning Surya Namaskar. I said, wow, that's why I got connected with that whole thing, that how can we relate and train someone in, especially the dancers. They have to keep all the time keeping their body flexible, because if they don't practice, automatically they become rusty indirectly. Correct or not, Dato?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's how it came out, the idea. And well, myself and Dato, we have already sit down and find out what we can do. And that is a program This 100 days is not just yoga and wellness, but we are bringing the dance yoga performance on the last day of 100 days. And we're going to have a physical event. Tentatively, we are looking at the Civic Center now, but we're going to do a dance yoga program with yoga, Surya Namaskar, and Odyssey. How the Dato brought Surya Namaskar dance in Odyssey is wonderful. You all have to watch that. That gives a lot of touch about classical, traditional, and also music is always alive for everything. Meditation means music, song, and now dance is also a yoga. Dance is also a meditation. So that's where this is all about how we came into a collaboration.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, they say music and dance they are the food to the soul. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sad, you just listen to music and it just lose yourself with it. Same thing with dance. Dancers will actually relate to that. When you're feeling angry, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling frustrated, you just switch on the music and you just dance and you lose yourself. You are in a different world altogether. And at the end of that whole session of dancing, you come back as a new soul.
Yes.
You burn whatever you had earlier, and you are so refreshed. I think Dr. Ramli, you will be able to comment on that. How one is able to suppress or bring out their feelings out of their system when they dance.
Yes, of course. Because two of the things that is important in dance is breathing. I think this is where you actually can apply the importance of breath. Breath. I think when before you start a movement, you breathe, then you'll find that the movement is much more organic. So I think the motivation of the movement comes from the breath. That's one. The other thing is, the body is one of the most beautiful creation of God, and there is a divine geometry to the body, and that I think yoga is that transformative process in which there is a realization of both that physical and that oneness, and this is why one of the most important thing about yoga is the meditative essence of yoga. I think one meditate, and again we have to emphasize that spirituality has nothing to do with the religion. It doesn't matter whether you are Muslim or Buddhist or Hindu. I think yoga is the universal spirituality that is taking over now. People realize that yoga distressed you. Yoga is able to allow you to come to terms with your interior landscape of your mind, of your unconscious. So these are the kind of thing, especially in that digital age, where you are talking about digital information, but the other part of humanity is that transformation. And this is, I think, one of the important thing about yoga is it transforms us beyond just the physical. So I think this is the gift of yoga to the world.
Wonderful. So yoga transforms and dance as well. Thank you so much, Dato. Thank you for the information and insight into yoga and dance. For the viewers who've just joined in, this is Coffee Chat with Roshni, and I'm here with my two very distinguished guest speakers. One is the famous young Purbaya Dato Ramli Ibrahim and Yomaster Dr. Adrian Suresh. Shortly, we will be back. We're going to go for a short commercial break, and we shall be back. Thank you. Welcome back with Coffee Chat with Roshni. I'm here today with two very well-known, distinguished speakers, and one is the renowned dance master, Dr. RAMLI Ibrahim, and the other one is Yomaster, Dr. Adrian Suresh. Welcome back. Welcome back. And yes, Dato, during the break, there was a question from one of the viewers. She asked, a person who is slightly aged, like between the age of 40 to 50 years old, can that person still learn Indian classical dance from basic?
Yes, of course they can. I have actually seen 80-year-old dancers in Bali, not this one, but two of them doing the legong. So if, Adrian can teach chair yoga, I don't see why we cannot, especially in Indian dance, where a lot of the facial expression is being used. In fact, the core of dance is abhinaya, or the facial expression. And I love seeing older people dancing, because they are not about trying to attract the audience. They're dancing for themselves. So I think if you are 50 and above, and if you're looking for something to release your creativity, dance is perfect. You may not need to stamp so hard, but you can dance the more kind of expressive dance also. You can improvise movements, and I think these are all very releasing. And then if you apply the yoga breathing and the yoga kind of a concept into it, all the better, because I believe yoga is very gentle, and dance also has its gentle part, but they are all extremely releasing of emotion has got to be released out, and you learn how to as an artist, to bring out the pure emotion. And this is where what we call moksha, or liberation from the mundanity of life, comes about. And so I think dance, I can imagine, actually I do it when I'm, sometimes when I can't, when I was very, very young, I used to dance when I was on the bed. I was stretching my arms and dancing. So there's no problem in dancing for those above 50. And I think this is very good, as long as they know that they are not dancing because they want to perform. I think this can be too much. It's not impossible, but it's you can dance as you do yoga to be better, more healthy, and all that kind of thing. Because I think when you are on stage, if you can dance for your family, that's fine. But when you're on stage, you're open to all kinds of what do you call that, kind of comments from people, especially if they have paid a ticket to buy. If you got to be professional also. That's what I think.
Okay, so to the one who asked that question, okay, you've got your answer. So it's never too late. You can still learn, but you must have the passion, right? And there's another comment here from another one of our viewers. Miss Sujata commented, it's not a question, it's just a comment. She said, a divine geometry of the body. Simply wow.
Yes.
Well, I think if you look at the let's say the Shiva Nataraja pose, or the South Indian pose, you can find the geometry of everything in that pose, and the stretching, and the kind of the perfectness of the physical body. And that is also a yoga pose. And I think those yoga asanas are geometrically perfect. and you achieve the stretch from that perfectness and the resonance that come out of the breathing, and also placing the body in such a stretch that that the body benefit fully from it.
Okay, how about yourself, Yomaster, Dr. Adrian?
Yes, well said. What Dato said is actually is mind, body, soul. And every posture of Adi Yogi, if you see, it's all very detailed, very defined. And as a dancer, the same thing goes that you need to be very detailed and defined. That is the reason why you can see in Dato's show, people are mesmerized on his steps. It's so very detailed, and the way he moves his body. So in yoga asana is the breath. When you take the proper pranayama, the breathing, you have staminas. When you have staminas, you can dance for hours. And the best part is the students in my classes, even for the Zumba classes or YOZUMM, they do not drink water like what they see in other exercise classes. I tell them, don't drink even 1 hour, because you can control your energy in your body. So that is why pranayama is the first most important tool for one to pick up something that you're doing. The second thing is the mind as well, meditation. Every morning, you keep your mind into a simple mind relaxation that will bring you for everything. So that's why I tell my students, before you do an exercise, talk to your mind. I'm going to dance. Then the mind will actually relax the joints of your body, and your body will start to say, I'm going to dance. So you won't be stiff, or you won't be like what you can say, robot. So your mind actually controls your body. So that is the reason why they always say the word yoga, mind, body, soul. So with this yoga and dance and meditation, I think it's a wholeness. That's what I think that.
I remember, Dr. Adrian, in your class, don't forget, I'm also one of your students.
Yes.
You always used to say, when the students come in after work, especially, and you have a lot of baggage on your head, the moment they come into the class, what Master Adrian says, the first thing is, let everything outside. Empty your mind, relax, calm down, chill for a bit, and then we'll start. So when he says that, those words, that's why a master is really very important. Nowadays, there's a lot of YouTube, tutorials on even Bharatanatyam, classical dance, Odyssey, and all that. They're giving all the basic steps they're teaching, right? So these kind of tutorials and all that, you can just watch and try to follow, but it's impossible to master it because you do not have a personal dance master next to you teaching you the proper techniques. So what Dr. Adrian just mentioned about pranayama, the breathing technique, on your own, watching YouTube and all that, you will not learn the proper way of the technique of breathing. When you're with the master, you learn it through the master. So that's why masters are real revered souls, all of you are, it's a gift from God. I look at it as a gift from God, and truly very, very fortunate, all those who have masters to teach them. Okay, Dato, I have a question for you now. Okay, recently there's lots of controversy with regards to the cancellation of your talks with University Technology Malaysia. Can you please enlighten us about this matter?
Well, yes, the cancellation itself is not a major thing, because a student body from the UTM had asked me to share with me ideas of dance being transcending race. So since I am a Malay Muslim doing Indian classical dance, so I'm the person to talk to them and share with them my experience, because we in Malaysia comes from a very, very diverse multicultural society. It's important that we are not just kind of indoctrinated in a monocultural environment and then expect when you go out to be able to cope with people from all walks of life. So, I thought maybe it was also my responsibility, like all teachers, they wanted to reach out. But unfortunately, I think on the last minute, I knew only about this the evening before the talk, that the talk was deemed by the Islamic Center as not suitable or sebab tertentu. So they really didn't mention what exactly was the problem. But anyway, it was cancelled. But I had to explain to people who are prepared to view this online. But what happened is that it had created a kind of an outrage with many people, because of the fact that this is really a very good thing, really, and but unfortunately, this suppression of thinking, especially in our universities, has been suppressed by bodies like the Islamic Center, which I think is a form of moral policing, which we don't need very, very much now. So I think it brought in many other parties, NGOs that describe other areas of what we lack in our education policy. Our education needs an overhauling. Our education needs a kind of reset, because, as you know, that it has sort of come down in the ranking of the world ranking, and this is not a surprise. And also, there are polarization of in our education now. It's not producing that kind of open, our graduates somehow, especially in certain universities, are not being employed because they cannot cope with the real life, So all this have brought to the open, and that was the catalyst of many other kind of things, which hope we are able to discuss all this, put it on the table, really, truly, so that powers will be, because I think, Roshni, it needs a political will to change a system that is possibly ingrained for the last 2.5 to 3 decades already, and they have produced many graduates that are rather kind of indoctrinated with this very blinkered worldview. And I think we should try and change. And one of the things is this, there are a lot of fallacies that yoga will change your religion, and this is a completely baseless thing. Yoga is a technique where you can de-stress, you can improve the body, you can, as I said, the transformative process from a yoga. This is a universal discipline. That area of spirituality is now very universal. We have to embrace universal spirituality, universal values, and I think yoga has been incorporated into that, and this is something we should rejoice.
Yes, so that's why now it's very important for us to have all this awareness, yoga awareness, programs. Yes. Ongoing, everyone is organizing in their own way. So, these awareness programs will actually help the public to hopefully change their mindset and to learn what yoga is all about, Dr. Adrian, how about yourself? Have you ever had any kind of problems in teaching yoga anywhere?
Yes, definitely we all do, because a different of opinions is always there. So sometimes when we want to implement something, the other party might not understand what we are doing. They might think that it's we are bringing the religion into it, but we are not bringing the religion. It is about tradition. See, warisan. Okay, warisan is something that's very important. So we bring the warisan to the public, not the religion to the public. So like me now, when I teach my yoga for a lot of Malays, Chinese, some of them say that this is really particularly for this group of people. So I said it's an exercise. If you learn it like an exercise, it is an exercise. But what is beautiful is there's a therapy there. Like what Dato said, breathing technique. which they might not understand in other exercise. So in yoga, they are very detailed. That is the reason why in yoga is always associated with breathing. And like now, someone just said, this narration just commented, suppressing is also a form of slavery. So as an educational body, they should practice such thing. This is what happening. Everybody want to express, but they don't want to know what we have in store for them. Like Dato is actually doing a lot of things for the youth. People think dance is just a dance. No, dance is also an income for a child, a student, for a future, for the well-being of the child. Yoga is also, if you practice very well, in worldwide, they pay thousands of dollars for yoga teachers. They think yoga is just for 1-2 groups sitting down and just following, It's not that. It's also a job. And it's also a health related area. So these are the things that we are trying to implement and give awareness. But we are not changing anybody. No one can change anyone's mindset. It's all about awareness. So that is the reason why this topic is about dance yoga. It is not changing Odyssey or changing the dance. It is not bringing yoga and changing the yoga. No way. It is a collaboration, synchronization, and it's believing about now COVID-19. Everybody's talking about COVID. But what is COVID? It's been there. But it's just that all you have to do is keep your immune system right. That means proper breathing, proper exercise, proper diet, proper mindset. And what is happiness? If you're a dancer, dance. If you're a singer, sing. This is what people need now. Not sitting in the home and getting so worried about what's going to happen next day. Enjoy every good moment that you have. So that's what my opinion of yoga and dance.
Exactly, Doctor. Now, during this pandemic, it's taught us to open our minds, to accept things, to look at things beyond whatever it is on the surface, But, for people who have certain mindsets, because they have been ingrained with certain kind of beliefs from a young age, it's a little bit difficult to change them. But nevertheless, we go on and we do whatever we can for those who are willing to learn, for those who have got open minds.
But can I say something, Roshni?
Yes, please, Dato.
When we talk about divinity, say, for example, it's not about the gods and all that. It is about the pure spirit. So when we consecrate the space, whether it is yoga or dance or silat, it is to make your mind clear of everything, to leave your baggage out, from the office, so that we can concentrate in that particular. So these are also a form of yoga, because you are concentrating the mind. So don't mix up with the labels of all these things, But I think when you talk about spirituality, it's no longer we're talking about religion per se. We're talking about the sacredness or the core value that is related, that is divine about the work. And things like yoga, music, dance have always been regarded as divine. They're given as gifts for us. And these are the enriching part of yoga, which is what Master Adrian was talking about, the enrichment that has passed down through generations, through the tradition. And we need to, we must understand and not lose it. And yoga is one of the great gifts that generations of rishis have given us.
Thank you, Dato, for that affirmation. Absolutely right. Yomaster Dr. Adrian. Absolutely right.
Definitely what Dato said is well said. Yeah. Dato have done a lot of research, and everything that he says is all 100% perfect. Thank you, Dato, for the insight of the yoga.
Thank you so much. Yes, it really, really helps many people out there who still have a very big question mark on their head about yoga. And then, I hope this helps them to break that stereotype thinking and move forward. Everybody is talking about moving forward. Humanity is considered one. The world is actually getting smaller. So we have to spread love. What better way than to spread love through dance, exercise, yoga, be healthy, and just keep on building your immune system and your mental health. These two things are very important for us to keep growing and to fight the pandemic as well. Now we are coming to the last question, Dato. This is for you. Have you tried chair yoga?
I have tried chair yoga in my previous incarnation. I found it very, very good. No, as I said, I not only do chair yoga, but even when I am doing my classical ballet, I am breathing, I'm extending my leg with the breath. I am realizing, but I think this is the essence of yoga, truly. It doesn't sometimes, certain exercise, the Surya Namaskar or the forward bending or the back bending or the inverted exercises are there. But I think the chair yoga is very, very useful for those people who cannot do the normal yoga. But if you can do the normal yoga, yes, you do the normal yoga. But if if you can't do the normal yoga, then do it on a chair. I think this is the best way. You can still get your spine straight. You can still rework the way that geometry that we're talking about, so that it is realigned. Every time you do yoga, I think you are servicing your body. So I think the yoga sometimes is very, very important because it pushes your back straight. It depends on which part of the body you want to concentrate, and this is where you need a teacher to
Exactly.
maximize the asanas that is related to your age. And I think this is where that one-to-one relationship, even online, is important, because the teacher is able to tell you, okay, now, the other day when Adrian was seeing me, and he's saying that, look, your shoulder is, one side of your shoulder is a little bit below. I didn't realize it, and it's true enough, So all this is important, and I think the chair yoga can definitely help when you cannot support your own body, but you need a teacher to tell you what is the right way to do it.
The right way, exactly. Yomaster Dr. Adrian has got an eye for details. So when somebody's posture is not right, he's straight away, aligning you and making you aware of your posture. So to both masters, thank you so much for your contribution to performing arts and well-being. Yomaster Dr. Adrian, your therapy yoga has helped many people. We've been hearing miracle stories every other day, especially your senior students, those viewers who've been watching us and who've been following us. Just for your information, today is the 20th day since we started our 100-day chair yoga program right here on YOZUMM TV. During the commercial break, you have watched a video which was the activities of our last year's event, which was our first International Virtual Day of Yoga, organized by Yomaster Dr. Adrian during the first MCO last year. And it was streamed live, and many people benefited from it. And also our Dato RAMLI Ibrahim was one of our VIP guests during that event, right, Dato?
Yes.
And adding on, for those viewers who are watching right now, tomorrow is International Day of Yoga worldwide. So please do join us on our daily morning program. Tomorrow will be our 21st day. All right. For those of you who have not tried, please do join in and learn all the simple basic asanas seated on a chair. It's beneficial also for those of you who are working at a desk job and who have no time for exercise when you get home. Or also those of you who are working from home, you are home but you are on the computer. So this is the perfect time for you to learn those asanas on the chair so that you can practice it while working. And please do join us and celebrate International Day of Yoga together. That will be tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. And for those viewers who are also new watching us, we do have a YouTube link. So all these shows that we are watching every day, they are actually live shows in the morning. And later on, it will be uploaded to our YouTube. So do check out our link in the comment section. And yes, that's what I need to convey to the public about the awareness of yoga. And before we end the show, Dr. RAMLI Ibrahim, would you like to say anything to our viewers who are watching us right now?
Well, I want to wish everyone a very, very beneficial, happy yoga day for tomorrow. It's one of the things that is bringing the world together. I think we have yoga even in China now, right out to America, to up, down, north, down, south. And yoga, like, it's like many things Indian, including Ayurvedic massages and all that, has taken a lot of the countries by storm, so to speak. But yoga has always been there, actually, and we have been doing yoga for decades. And we have realized the benefits of yoga, and I think it's something that we should embrace and take advantage, full advantage, to be healthy, especially during this time of COVID. The immunity, as we say, the therapy of meditation from yoga, the breathing, all will contribute to give us that extra mile in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato. Thank you so much. And Yomaster Dr. Adrian, would you like to say something before we end the show?
Yes. Thank you, Dato. It was a wonderful interview with you, and definitely a lot of insight about dance and yoga. And for those who are also started to practice yoga, tomorrow it's actually a birthday for all yogis, because we celebrate International Yoga Day. It's like our birthday. And that's the best thing, is that every morning that Surya Namaskar is something that everyone should learn to do, because it helps you to the immune booster of yourself. So tomorrow is the International Yoga Day, and we are very happy to actually be there, part of it. And tomorrow you can even view live. Surya Namaskar is there, chair yoga is there, and there's a lot of insight. And a lot of gurus from overseas, from India, are coming also tomorrow live to share on this program. So watch us live tomorrow. And thank you, Roshini. Really, it's been an honor to have this interview with you.
Thank you so much, both masters. Thank you on behalf of all Malaysians. Dr. RAMLI Ibrahim, you are an inspiration, you are an icon, and you are a real anak Malaysia. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. And you are inspiring, and you are larger than life. Thank you so much. Yomaster Dr. Adrian, thank you for the chair yoga therapy, and thank you for touching so many lives and healing so many people. Thank you very much. And viewers, thank you to all those who are watching. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, YOZUMM TV, and follow us. And don't forget to do chair yoga daily. Thank you very much. Till we meet again on my next show, Coffee Chat with Roshni, next week Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you again. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.